They say if we'll only avoid any confrontation with the enemy, he'll forget his evil ways and learn to love it.
Hey guys, Arthur Fantastic here, aka Golden Ruffian on YouTube. I'm coming here today to making this recording and video because of what I've seen over the past couple days and what I haven't heard or seen over the past couple days. Over the past couple days, there have been rising tensions over there in Charlottesville, Virginia. I've seen multiple stories coming out of there about violence, specifically coming from these white supremacists. And it looks fucking terrible. This shit is fucking terrible. Now, the entire premise of what's going on over there, I'm not even 100% sure on. And I've been trying to really get the information, but information is scarce. And that's why I'm making this recording. Why isn't anybody really covering this except independent online media? Most of it is being, I don't know, blacklisted or algorithmed out, or I'm really needing to like search in the fucking search bar to see what's fucking going on. Normally, that shit should be popping up in my recommended videos all over my fucking newsfeed. That shit is not there. But we just saw on the national level this huge crime of an alleged suspect. Let me find his name. Alex Fields Jr. I just want to double check that. James Alex Fields Jr. He's the suspect. He's in custody. They're asking him questions now. I think it's safe to assume that he is some kind of white supremacist radical. I don't think that's crazy to assume, but that's a speculation, and I don't know for sure, but I think that, and it's pretty clear to me over the last couple of days from what I've seen. Now, I can concede that it's possibly an agent provocateur, that is a person that is a plant or hired by a third party or coerced by a third party to polarize the two sides and cause a more intense conflict. That's possible. And it's definitely historically, there's a precedent there. But it's also possible it's a left person that just went fucking crazy, or a right person, or just a random person. I won't come to any conclusions, and I know that I made a kind of like bold speculation there, but from the information that I'm seeing from the mainstream media, that's what I can conclude, and no one's fucking cover it, so why the fuck should I conclude anything else? Now, let's be clear here. Let's be clear here. This is fucking terrible. This is violence, and it's unnecessary. This is just an escalating thing, and no one's talking about it. No one's talking about it. There's no news on it, and people are even confused about what's happening. The reason why I call Alex James Fields Jr. James Alex Fields Jr. is a white supremacist is because he drove his car into the counter protesters, the Black Lives Matter, the Antifa. And it's crazy that some people are thinking that it was actually some kind of like heroic thing to do because they thought it was white supremacists being hit. But I bet you I fucking told them the opposite, they feel like fucking shit. I don't think anybody should be hitting anybody with cars. There's a death. There might be multiple deaths. There's like some fucking serious injuries. People got hit. Their video is clear as day. I will link it in the description. I forget the name of the lady that was there, but I've seen her before on Rebel Media. She is one of their reporters, and she was literally, the camera's right there when it happens. It's the footage that most people are seeing when they do see this car fucking attack. All right, that's the vehicular manslaughter. No, that's fucking homicide. That's whatever is going on. It's fucking terrible, and people should be talking about this. Some people were calling this the start of the new civil war, and I find it very hard to argue against that. This is what I've been saying, that we are going to be going toward a civil war if we're not informed. Now, here is a breakdown of what's going on either side of these protests. On one side, there's always a spectrum, but really it comes to the left and the right and their particular spectrums. And unfortunately, all over the spectrum, there are different kinds of extremists and radicals. this Antifa, Black Lives Matter versus the Kekistan slash First Amendment conservatives that are just like sort of fucking over it have been going on for a while, all right? But now they're adding even more extremists to the side, which is now there's fucking Nazis standing against people who are standing for First Amendment rights, and I fucking hate Nazis. I think the person that oh my god, there was some shit going on the first day that I can't even find that much information about. That is, in my opinion, reputable about these Nazis. Who there's videos of people like throwing these Nazi salutes, or the Roman salute, if you will, but it's Nazi salute because that's their fucking intentions. Let's not get fucking twisted. They're not trying to be Roman. They're trying to be fucking Nazis. And, excuse me, this is happening, and then there's a clash. There's a fight. This is 2 days ago. We are now, what today is Sunday, the 13th, and today I'm watching some live streams, and it's looking fucking terrible now. Just to go back here a little bit and clarify, the Antifa group, the Black Bloc, I've done videos on this and talked about this. This has been going on for a long time. They're a fucking extremist group who are willing to do physical and violent actions to get their way. And they call them, and Antifa is short for anti-fascist, even though they more closely resemble the black shirts of the Nazis, where they're literally wearing all black. They're covering their face. They're not about showing their identity, and they are fighting people and provoking violence. There's been ongoing accusations of like agent provocateurs that are infiltrating them. That's could be true. That's a speculation. There is proof that there is, in some cases, this has happened, but not across the board. This is people who have no leadership and don't necessarily, like, the leaders that they do have are asking for some extremist radical shit, like fucking burning cities down, like we saw in Berkeley. Okay, burning shit down, burning cars, macing people, hitting people with bike locks. That fucking happened, and I am sure that shit is happening from the other side too, but there's no real video from Berkeley denoting the violence coming from the free speech side. People that are there for the First Amendment weren't there to cause problems. It was all coming from Antifa, for the most part, from what I've seen, from my research. You can check that yourself. But from what I understand from firsthand accounts, from people all ranging from Jake Shields, the MMA fighter, to Lauren Southern and other news outlets that are independent, are basically saying it's coming from Antifa. That is the example of Berkeley. There's other cases where things have gotten popped off by white supremacists and Nazis and shit like that. Because they're fucking Nazis. But when we're looking at what we're looking at now in Charlottesville, we're looking at something that is the perfect amount of components to make a bomb that is going to explode. National Guard are on call. The cops and the sheriff are just there watching. And in fact, the last part I had seen around 4 o'clock was the police forcing them to move the First Amendment rights, the right-wingers basically, move through the Black Lives Matter and Antifa. Okay? They're not doing anything to break anything up. If you watch any of the streams, things are really going off, and it's mostly being caused by the Antifa and Black Lives Matter. Unfortunately, they're throwing piss bottles and shit. I don't know why. If you have seen LARPing, if you watch LARP videos, this is what it looks like. It looks like a dedicated area, which was dedicated to, I don't know, the protest or whatever. But it's a dedicated area. If you ever played paintball, if you ever played, airsoft, if you ever played any kind of LARPing or watched the footage, it looks like this. It's a dedicated area. There's two sides. They're forced to clash. When you look at LARPing videos, it looks so similar. They have got the shields, they've got the weapons on both sides. They got helmets and everything, and they're just it's minimal clashings. I find that LARP has more fighting because that's what people came to do. But there's at least some people that are trying to talk in these protests, but they are throwing. There's literally not the cops, but the people are throwing tear gas cans. This is coming from Antifa. People are throwing piss bottles and shit like that, and mace and stuff. And I was watching one from InfoWars. I know that a lot of people might not fucking like InfoWars, but I was watching from InfoWars. Somebody get fucking maced by one side, and they're not doing anything. But dude came up and just fucking maced him because he didn't want to be filmed, even though there's cameras all around them in all other directions. They picked out InfoWars because they associate something with it. Okay, so, I've rambled on here a little bit. Let me put some points down here, and then let me conclude. Now, this is happening right now. I want everybody to question everything they hear that's coming from either side. Unfortunately, there's not a lot coming out from over there because that's how it is, and then people are going to take what they've got in video and they're going to twist it. What's going on is that there's two sides, and they're fighting for basically the same thing, and they have no idea that they are. All right? Each side is radicalizing the other, and there needs to be better leadership. And the cops aren't doing anything. The National Guard isn't doing anything. What they're doing is they're waiting for it to escalate, artificially or naturally, until people beg for them to interrupt it and interfere. Prepare for martial law over there, Virginia. I don't know what else to say. I really hope the best and pray for everybody there on both sides, even people I hate. I'm sorry that you feel however it is you feel, but for it to get the way that it has gotten is unacceptable. And we as a community, and I personally, this is why I do videos, is to look at this and say, hey, there's got to be another way. And first, it's of willingness to have fucking peace, all right? Otherwise, this is only going to digress further and further into unrest and all-out war, in my opinion. A conflict, at least. And it's happening already. Quick thought on why I don't think people are covering it is because of, and I think it's just indicative of a larger problem, is because of this whole new Google quote-unquote algorithm. I think a lot of people have not been making videos, and I'm going to have to check maybe other platforms for videos. I don't know what it is, but I'm obviously not going to trust the mainstream media, and I'm going to look for both leftist and rightist videos, and it looks like it's buried because it's quote-unquote controversial, and just for it to be possibly controversial, they can, suppress it, and that's both sides, unfortunately, too. So they shouldn't be doing either side, any side. There should be no sides. It should be neutral, but this is what's going on. So let me just finish with my thoughts here. I think that we don't see a large amount of leadership on either side is because anytime there's a leader, whether it's Martin Luther King Jr., Jesus, JFK, Malcolm X after he came back from Africa, fucking people like that, they fucking get killed. All right, when you want to unite the people, people fucking kill you. And whatever the possibility that these people could have changed something is completely lost. And I think that people are fearful to come out there. I think that people will tell you, like, you're going to be, you're going to get killed for saying the things that you say. I'm saying right now that there shouldn't be any violence. And this is coming from, like, a conservative or whatever, a classical liberal or whatever. I think that this is completely fucking unacceptable. And Let people say what they want to fucking say. That's all I have to say. Nazis want to be a Nazi, fucking let them be a Nazi. And then you know that they are now a Nazi. But now, instead of, you're fucking everything up. And I'm telling that to anybody who's with this identity politics, or people that are trying to suppress other people's First Amendment right to say whatever the fuck they want. You don't have the right to interrupt. You don't have the right to be not offended. You don't have the right to be, shut off from the truth. You have to fucking be in this fucking world unless you want to fucking leave and have your own little island country. That shit is absurd. And people should be able to say and protest and say whatever the fuck they want. And I think that we'd be able to police our own sides if there wasn't a unifying force like a complete other side that they think is another side on what in reality is only a couple things that they disagree on. And they are fighting each other for reasons that are more complex than they wanted to really acknowledge, and they'd rather just fucking fight. And I understand that feeling to just want to punch somebody in the fucking face. I have that feeling all the time. Fuck people. I'm a violent person. It's okay though, because I don't fucking do it, because I have discipline. I don't know what to say. There's a lot of ways to change culture, and it's not going to some weird LARP in the middle of the country and fighting them. That's not changing anybody's mind. It's not changing anybody's mind. But the subjective portrayal of it is. And people need to fucking be real when they are showing this shit. Like you can have your own side or whatever. I don't mean that kind of subjective. I mean, like, don't fucking fake the truth. And the truth is, shit isn't going the way it should be because people are doing things right. It's because they're doing it monumentally wrong. Point blank, period. Holler at your boy Arthur Fantastic and any social media. Golden Ruffian here on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit me up on Patreon if you like these videos. And please discuss this with me in the comments. I'm not fully aware of everything. I'm the first to admit it. And I think that if we discussed it in the comments and everybody was going to scroll through the comments in videos like this, that it'd be better and we'd be all better aware. Try to bring your fucking thinking hat. Try not to be such a fucking dick. Holler at your boy. Peace.